YouTube is full of all kinds of information, good and bad. So what's a guitar nerd to do when it comes to all the choices we have for guitar content on YouTube? Well, today's your lucky day. I'm going to share with you my top 10 list of guitar channels here on YouTube. You don't want to miss it. Hi guys, welcome back to the Classic Guitar Rock channel. I'm Jeremy. You know, people are just clamoring to hear my top 10 list. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to share with you my top 10 list of YouTube channels for guitar players. Now, some of these are about playing. Some of these are about gear. Some of them are very popular. A couple of them are very small channels, smaller than my channel even. But these are the 10 channels that I consistently go to and I consistently enjoy and I consistently learn a lot from. So let's jump into this list and see if you agree. Coming in at number 10 is a channel that I've been following since the very beginning. I think he's got a couple thousand subscribers now, but I started when he had just a few. But I love this channel. This is Dunzees World. Dunsy is from the UK. Actually, I think he's from Scotland. And it's just a great, well-done channel. What I really like about Dunsy, he's a huge UFO fan, especially Paul Chapman era UFO, which is kind of cool. So he'll do some tutorials on songs. He does gear reviews. He does all kinds of stuff. And it's just he's got a great sense of humor, and I really like watching Dunsy. So check out Dunzees World. That's number 10. Coming in at number 9, also a small channel that hasn't been on too long, but this guy has encyclopedic knowledge about music, and he mostly just talks about different albums and that sort of thing. This is Lair of the Alchemist, and I've had the chance to meet John. In fact, John hosts the Into the Void podcast, which is a great Black Sabbath podcast, and I've had him on my podcast, but I love his channel. Not fancy, right? It's just a great channel for music historians and people into music, because he goes deep on a lot of stuff. So that's Lair of the Alchemist. You want to check that out. Coming in at number 8, probably a channel most of us are familiar with, and this is Rick Beato. Rick Beato's got, I don't know, a few million subscribers. Definitely not a small YouTuber, but I just like his channel. A lot of good information. I love his videos on what makes this song great, you know, where he'll break down the song. He's obviously got the theory background, knows his stuff, has great interviews and great guests also. So check out Rick Beato. Check out the episodes. I think it's his son that has perfect pitch, you know, and Rick will sit at the piano and have his son, you know, sing notes of crazy diminished chords and stuff, and just a little kid, and he does it. It's amazing. That's one of the cool things on Rick Beato. Coming in at number 7 is Robert Baker. Robert Baker, I think he has several hundred thousand, maybe a million, I don't know. But it's a great channel. He's a young guy, fun to watch. He again doesn't necessarily do note for note, you know, tutorials. He's more about teaching you what you can learn from different players, right? So helping you not just learn a lick, but kind of learn the style and then take that and apply it to your own playing, which I always like that approach. Plus, he plays a lot of the 80s stuff, which I'm a sucker for 80s stuff. That's when I grew up, right? So that's Robert Baker coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, out of Louisville, Kentucky, is Brad the Guitologist. I love Brad the Guitologist. He's famous for his, at least I haven't seen one in a while, but he used to do Shitpost Friday, where it was just kind of a news roundup from music and guitar business, and it was always kind of fun to watch. He sometimes goes on tangents and gets off the guitar path, which I'm okay with that. He's an amp tech, so he's a good guy to learn stuff from in terms of, I'm not an amp tech. I'm terrified of anything inside a tube amp, but I live vicariously through folks like Brad and the next channel that I'll talk about, that, you know, they're the ones that might get shocked, but I can watch and learn from that. But just a great channel. I like it. It's Brad the Guitologist is number 6 on my list. Coming in at number 5 is another amp tech guy, and this is Uncle Doug. Now, Uncle Doug, it's like hanging out with your grandpa. Okay, he's awesome. He's kind of an older guy. You never see his face. He works on amps. People will send him amps to fix, and he's just got this hilarious, dry sense of humor, and he knows his stuff about amps too. You know, sometimes he's working on, you know, old Fender amps or Marshalls that we're all familiar with, but sometimes he's working on these crazy amps from the 50s or 60s that you've never heard of, and those are some of the best episodes. So he does great restoration videos, and you just learn a lot watching this guy. That's Uncle Doug, and he's number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4 is Pete Thorn. Now, Pete is a player. He's a studio guy. He's played for a number of people, and he doesn't really do lessons, at least not that I've seen. It's mostly about gear. Mostly about gear and using your gear, which is really helpful. You know, how to dial in the best sound on an overdrive pedal, how to use delay, how to use compressors. So really hands-on stuff about using your gear. I've learned a lot watching Pete Thorn. So Pete Thorn's my number 4. Coming in at number 3, and I love this channel. This is a guy named David Brewster, and his channel is called Late Night Lessons. David's very kind of low-key, you know, just a very laid-back guy. You can tell, just a really nice guy. But what he does is he really dives into the technique and the theory of some of your favorite artists, you know, and he'll, you know, for instance, you know, the rhythm, the chords of ZZ Top, right? Or the chords of Randy Rhoads, or the lead work of Randy. You know, he'll break down, you know, rhythm and lead from various artists, and very helpful. You will learn a lot. He has written articles for a couple different guitar magazines, and I think he's a GIT grad. I think. Not positive, but I think he is. Anyways, you got to check it out. Late Night Lessons with David Brewster. That's number 3. Coming in at number 2, this guy, in my opinion, the best guitar tutorials on YouTube. It's Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. I don't know this guy's name, but he's awesome. You can always tell it's one of his videos because he's always playing kind of a wine red Les Paul. He's wearing a black shirt, and he's got a black backdrop. So basically all you see is the guitar in his hands, and that's all you need to see, because he breaks down these songs perfectly. So if you want to learn a song, go to his YouTube channel, and he does a great job. And these are deep dives. Okay, these aren't a short attention span lessons like I do. I mean, these are in depth with every nuance. You want to learn to play a song? He's your man. Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. Awesome channel. My number 1 favorite guitar channel, the channel that I probably spend the most time on, is Tim Pierce. Tim Pierce is awesome. I know at one time he toured with Rick Springfield. You can even find videos of him from the late 80s playing with Rick Springfield. He's got to be late 50s, 60s, somewhere around there. But he talks about a lot of different things. He talks about getting a sound. He'll talk about the mindset of a player. He'll talk about gear. He has interviews with people. It's not so much him sitting down and teaching you how to play a song note for note, but again, more talking about things that you can take away and apply to your own playing. Not just technique, but like I said, mindset. And he's got some great stories, you know, and just a great channel. That's my number 1 YouTube channel for guitar players. Guys, I hope this was helpful. And I promise you, if you check out any of these channels, you will be entertained. You'll also learn a lot. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Classic Guitar Rock channel. Bye-bye.